Hey guys, what's up? My name's Art. Time for another video. Okay, earlier today, I tried to. This is not lining up right the way I wanted to. Nope. Okay, maybe that's it. A little bit better. Okay, now today, I wanted to. I tried to do two videos today. There's personal videos, and the funny thing is that right now I am too heated up to talk about it. And I was trying to start up my older vehicle, which that didn't work. So I most likely I got a charge, but it doesn't have enough. So I'm thinking I need a new battery. So lately I've been going through my old boxes like this. Now this is what they call a short box. Now what happens is this short box can hold up to about between 150 to 170 comics. I got about 12 of these. I got 3 in my room right now. But those 3 are the more valuable ones I have that I know of that are super valuable, or the ones I found that I have autographs. So what I've been doing is I've been taking loose comics like this, bagging and boarding them to make them a little bit more sturdy. Then I put them back in the box and then take them away. Let me see if I can show you. See under my bed right there? That right there is all loose comics. And of course you see right there, that's what I'm trying to do. So I can protect them a little bit because they're in my basement. And some of those boxes have water damage, so I'm going to replace those as well. So it's a little bit cost effective, and this is a good way to use my vacation time. But so what happened was yesterday, before my cause of my suffering, I decided to go to the comic book store. Now today is Wednesday. Wednesday is always new comic book day. And what happened is I'm waiting for my best friend to get off of work. He should be getting off of work between 6 and 7. They give him 2 hours overtime, which is great. Tell him to work that OT. And the goal is we're going to hook up, go to a comic book store because it's a new comic book day. And I can pick up my comics for the week to a week and a half. Okay. Also, I've been going to the gym. I took today off because my shoulder. So basically, I'm pretty much done with my cycle for the week. All I had to do was arms. And this is Wednesday. So my cycle's almost done. But because I've been having a lot of pain in my arms, I can do like this, but trying to lift something is hard. But that's okay. So yesterday, I went and did some comic book shopping. $20. But the problem is the store I go to is $1.25 a book. Or it's $1.50 a book. And $1.25 you get 20 or more. I think I got 21 comics. And some comics I used to have when I was a kid, and some I found, and some I didn't, and some I found interesting. So let me show you what I bought. Green Lantern 105. Parallax versus Kyle Reiner. This story is kind of cool. It's 5 or 6. I think I got the other parts to it. I'm not sure. Can't remember. And 106. So I mean, for $1, it's not bad. Especially when especially it's cool when you find things that you're looking for. It's, it's kind of cool. This one I was so ecstatic about finding. And the thing is, I wanted to buy more of these, but I was like, only got $20, and now there's some more stuff I wanted to look for. New Mutants #7. This is one book I used to have. I don't know if I have it still. If it is, it's either outside of my garage or it's in the basement somewhere. This is one of my favorite characters. Where's the New Mutants for in the X-Men fame? These are the students that the X-Men are training. Okay, they're becoming yeah, they're training to become the new X-Men. And this was a really good comic back in the day. And this is one I didn't have, which is this one, #7, which is cool. Which is really cool. So I was like, oh, and I found some other New Mutants books that I really like. One of the reasons why I liked them when I was a kid, because I was a teenager at the time reading teenagers. And that's one of the things about, like for example, if you try to read a comic and when you're a kid, you're trying to read it. When I was a kid and I'm reading about Superman, Batman, I try to aspire to be like them. It sounds silly, but you aspire to be something like them. Then all of a sudden it's like, huh, disconnect. Okay, this one right here is kind of cool. What if Namor joined the Fantastic Four? Now the funny thing, the reason why I found this very interesting was because of the fact that there was this channel called Top 10 Nerd, and they talked about couples that wanted top 10 couples that should hook up or whatever, and this was it. They were talking about this one. So when I saw this, I said, "Oh, I saw this on the show. Saw that on the channel." So I might contact Top 10 Nerd and say, "Hey, because you did a top 10 couples list, I found this one because of that. Thanks." This one I had before. What if X-Men lost Inferno? Inferno is basically when hell comes to Earth, and what they lost. I had this book, and it's kind of cool because it has Wolverine on the cover, looking mean and demonic. So it's awesome. This one I thought was pretty funny, but I never had it, but I thought it was pretty funny. It's funny because this one was #6. This is #12. What if X-Men stayed in Asgard? Because one of the storylines is that they get abducted to Asgard. This is Thor turned into a frog. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Storm had the power of Thor for a hot second. Pretty funny. Next is this X-Men right here, 206. I had it as a kid, and I know I thought I saw it outside in my garage. It's a good story, and I think I have this still. This right here is the Phoenix. Of course, it was cool. This one comic I don't think I had, but I always wanted it and I missed it. About the Brood. The Brood is back. Think about this. This was in the 80s. Remember the movie Aliens? I think this is the inspiration from the Brood. Basically, they're an alien race that like to subjugate people. They plant eggs in you, and you turn into them. Pretty cool. And the next part to that, which I know I never got. One thing that was cool during one of the classic Brood storylines, they impregnated Wolverine, and Wolverine's healing factor killed it. He tried to turn into it, and Wolverine healing factor, Wolverine just goes nuts. This one I wanted to find because I'm into the Flash. I mean, when it comes to DC heroes, Batman is always #2. Batman used to be #1, but he became #2. #1 is the Flash. Now, why do I like the Flash over Batman? Because everybody likes Batman. Everybody. But not everybody can write a good Batman story. Flash is more sci-fi. And plus, when I saw the TV show, it made me solidify my love for the Flash. So, brightest day #1. Plus, a character with super speed. Imagine all the stuff you can do. Plus, he's a scientist, so he knows. And Flash #2 of the new 52. Oh, dang it! This is brightest. Oh, this is totally different. Oh crap! So I need no. Well, actually, I got the first. I got the. Wait, hold on a second. I got this. Let me hold on a second. Hold on a second. I believe I got this because I remember for the new 52, which is when they rebooted the whole universe, I bought the graphic novels. Maybe not. Maybe not. Or maybe I did bought it and I haven't read it yet. Because I do collect graphic novels when I go to cons. When I go to conventions, I always buy graphic novels. Oh, now this one is a favorite of mine. And I was so happy to get this. Now, like I said, #1 is the Flash. #2 is Batman. #3 is Nightwing. Nightwing is Dick Grayson, who used to be Robin. Now, I remember having #1 back in the day. I don't know if I still have it, but I don't remember having #2, and I used to collect this instantly. So I found #2 for $1. #3 for $1. #4 for $1. #5. #6. And #7. Now, one thing about this story is Chuck Dixon, who he was a very phenomenal Batman writer. He knows Batman and the whole Batman family. And the guy who drew this was Scott McDaniel, who's he also drew some Daredevils. So if you find some Scott McDaniel Daredevil, especially the Tree of Knowledge, you will love his art style. Plus, he loves his acrobatic people. It's awesome. Next is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, #87. I guess this is when he reveals his identity to the Black Cat. Now, the problem is, I have the Marvel Unlimited app on my phone. It's like $70 a year, where all the comics they produced is on that. You have access to read. And the funny thing is, I don't usually read them. Because it's on my tablet, which I'm filming on. This one, 126, I had this at one time. Don't know if I still do. Because it has Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. Now this one, I know I never had. And this is the last book of the day. Spectacular Spider-Man 100. And this is called The Spot or something like that. He was featured in the last cartoon series. So it's pretty cool. And sometimes I like going there and looking at the dollar bins. And what happens is the owner, he says, "Do you need a chair?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm bending down." And all this. I'm just, the problem is that all their stuff is on shelves and the floor. So, and pulling out all those books and stuff like that, especially with my shoulder, it kind of hurt. Now, the funny thing is like I said today, oops, I'm just bagging and boarding today. Actually, tell you the truth, while I got the time, let me show you some stuff I found. Oh my gosh. And this stack right here, look at that. Thanos Cosmic Powers. Ron Lim. If I'd have had this, I would have had Ron Lim sign this. I'm pissed. Oh my god. Also right here, Iron Man 250. Him and Dr. Doom back in the days of King Arthur. That was a good story too. Ultimate Spider-Man 60, Carnage, when Carnage appears in the Ultimate Universe. One of my one of my favorite books, and I suggest you pick it up. If you can't find the actual comics itself, it's 4 issues. I got all 4 issues, and I also got the graphic novel. If you can't pick it up, you should try to, because it's a good. If you want to read a good story, this is it. It's called the Identity Disc. It's feature all bad guys trying to break into Shield to steal a disc of identities of all the villains. Of course, Deadpool's in it as well, and it's a good read. If you find that, read it. It's a good read. Also, a book that I forgot that they made, Wolverine and Punisher. Wolverine and Punisher. I showed my friend Tony this book. He's like, ooh, gotta get that. Because he likes the Punisher and Daredevil. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. Oh, wow. One, a lot of people rip on Hawkeye, but this story is really good, called The Long Hard Shaft. Incredible Hulk, Marvel Knights Big Things, him versus Iron Man. You know, some good stuff in here. Oh. One book I suggest is kind of cool. It's called Supreme Power. I have all of these, all 12 of these, but what happened is that it's a retelling of a superhero team that Marvel created to rip off the Justice League back in the day. And this guy, Straczynski, he's known for sci-fi. He wrote this, and it's a really cool story. It's a really cool story. Even got some cool Batmans, which is cool. Even this one right here, Batman 635. I'm still looking for the rest of this run. I got the graphic novel. It's collected called Under the Red Hood, and there's an animated movie based off of this. It's about Jason Todd coming back to life. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I hate doing these comic book videos because I tend to be 10 to 15 minutes long, but because I get excited over it, it takes longer. Oh, I forgot about these. Not big. Well, guess what? That's it for today. Very sorry. I tried to make this a 10-minute video and it turned out to be almost 20 minutes because I get excited over this. But then again, I guess since I get excited, it makes it more enjoyable and entertaining. Oh wait, just a second. Here's a good one. JLA and Avengers, the ultimate team up. Everybody's wondering, what if the JLA and the Avengers fought each other? and they were trying to get the story off for years and years. After 20 years, and this is 20 years ago. After 20 years, they finally made it happen. And of course, you have Superman with Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield. Of course. Now, in the last video I talked about comics, I talked about the Dark Knight Returns. This is part 2, Dark Knight 2. Like I said, I at the Dark Knight Part 3, Dark Knight 2, it started off good and just kind of went off the rails, in my opinion, but that's fine. But, you know, other than that, these are some good comics from a prior era, and sometimes a lot of people complain about comics these days, but you gotta think about it. The people who write those comics was kids when we was reading. The old, like George Perez, George Perez, and you know the artist who did this, he just retired. I heard he just retired. Kurt Busiek don't really write comics too much anymore. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Comment, subscribe, share it. That's fine. And with that, after a crappy night last night, which I will tell you about sooner or later, I tried to do it twice a day. Didn't work because it takes too damn long. This long video is long, but it's more enjoyable. So I hope you like it. Talk to you later.